need the agreement from your home university. You prepare your application and you go on. There is no age limit. It's really automatically recognized by the European Commission. Like you get the diploma from a European university. It's different than international credit mobility. You get just a certificate of mobility. It's not a diploma from a European university. The requirements, they are the motivation letter, the recommendation letter, the motivation letter, the language certificate. Yeah, that's what in general. So there is some links you can look, for example, yeah, for this one, it's like the international credit mobility, you go to the international cooperation office. For the Erasmus Mundus, you can write Erasmus Mundus Master. You will find a catalog, you can search on Google, catalog of Erasmus Mundus, you will find plenty of masters. And then for each master, there is a website, there is very specific deadline, requirements, everything. And you can prepare your master degree and take a long time. People sometimes prepare their application for years. So that's it in general. But also, if you don't mind, I'm sorry to take too long. There is some other stuff is like before to go to this is technical part, but also before to go to any country, you need at least to learn some basic language that would be useful, to learn about the culture, about geography, because that will make your experience really useful there and enjoyable, for example.
Okay, thank you very much for the explanation. That's really clear. So, talking about these things that usually we can actually from university to university before we apply for that, before we have the eligibility to apply, sometimes we will go to our international office affairs, and then they usually obligate us to have some kind of like motivation letter. So I think motivation letters is really important. So I'd like to know that, do you have any idea or some kind of like little tips to give to us what to put in your motivational letters to make yourself a little bit convincing for them or something like that? Would you guys like to explain that for us?
Okay. 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 Thank you. Motivation letter. Okay. So go back. Okay. Go back to the first one. So we need to classify. Okay. Which scholarship that we need to apply. For mobility, for example, the full degree also with the motivation letter talk about three things actually. Mostly talk about three things: what you have already done, what in the past, and what you do right now, and then what is your plan for the future. I mean, it must be uh, like a serious, so easy to read and easy to achieve. So people who read your motivation letter can see something from you, which is they can imagine what kind of the person you are. This is something important because normally we have just we just put our dreams, suddenly appears from our motivation letter without any background, without any rational. So this is something that I need to highlight. The story of the motivation letter must be deal or something to do with the past that you already done. I mean, even the small one, you maybe ignore the small one. Oh, this is small. This is not a big deal. No, just put everything that you already achieved or done. You need to put. Don't miss something. Miss the point because you ignore the point. Because something that maybe make you unique it because something that you already done before from your past. Because they will see your condition right now. It because your past, and they will see your future because what you do right now. So this is like the serious life, the journey that you need to put. But about the language or about how you can make your sentence powerful, it will be a different case. But at least the point is the three things that I mentioned before. But you need also to think or consider about how to use the good sentence in order to make people know you exactly. That's all.
So, Ms. Reason, you'd like to add a little bit?
Yeah, regarding the motivation letter, because actually is really tricky, because it represents you and it should be read by the recruiting committee. You should write an authentic motivation letter. We know now we have a lot of AI tools like ChatGPT and so on. It's okay to use them, but is use them properly. Use them not just to generate idea, but also for the organization, the clarity, and the coherence of your message. It's like you should really ask yourself what motivates you to apply for this scholarship. First, ask yourself, in addition to what you have done before, what are the motivation? It's a motivation. What you are applying. It's like you're talking to the recruiting committee. You're telling them, those are my motivation to apply for this. To have these ideas, you need first to learn about the program. Look into the official website and see what are the programs, the courses, everything about it, and ask the question trying to write ideas in general. Write them on paper. So I want this one because really a reputable university. I want to make a career in this discipline, in this major. And really always I have been motivated to do this kind of discipline. And I had an experience, for example, in volunteering, something like that. And then when you put the idea, then you can ask ChatGPT, write a motivation letter, but those are my ideas. Just organize the ideas, not just ask him, write a motivation letter for a master's degree. That would be really just a buzzword. In general, anybody can detect this is not really real, it's not authentic. It would be rejected as the first glance. Okay, that is in general what I would like to add to the motivation letter.
Okay, thank you very much. So I get the point that motivational leader is something that where you try to describe, to decipher that you really know yourself from past, present, and future, and then you compose it into one writing to ensure everybody of who you are. And then we're moving to a little bit bigger stage from this about how to choose the right university to apply for this Erasmus program. Do you have any idea? If you'd like to start with Mr. Yasin, you can start or
Yeah, actually, sometimes it's like it's difficult to, in a different stage, difficult to find the real on the best decision for you. But it's like it's not to apply for any scholarship. We know that the opportunity they are a bit rare for everybody, not for everybody. But sometimes you have to be selective because this is your experience, and do not copy others' experiences. Make your own experiences. So if you are interested in a career, in see a culture, in a discipline, something like that, this is how we make the choice. You can, yeah, sometimes just we need to get there and then we can look for another opportunity. This is also a choice. For me, at that time, my choice it was a bit little question. It's like it wasn't really, it's like I just wanted to get away to find myself abroad. I had two options. It's like in Morocco between France and others. For France, there is a big Moroccan community, Maghreb community. It's like you go there, you feel like you are in Morocco, you are at home. For me, that's why I chose that different, which was Portugal. It wasn't really known at that time. It's like I would like to live a new experience, to grow up as a person, individual. It's something like that. Because it was a normal choice is to go to France. You will find anybody. You'll find the Moroccan food, the clothes, the people. But personally, you will learn nothing new from this perspective. And also, it's like to look into the university, the reputation of university, if it is a good university. Because everything you did, you will be added to your CV. And also, if there is some alumni from the university, for example, here you have some alumni from the University of Poitiers in France, you can ask them, what do you think about this university? Yeah, and something like that. Also, you can search on the internet. This is in general. I would say it's like your personal interest. Let's see the country, the destination, the host, the example, the experience from other people. Yeah, that is how we can make a good choice, more or less. But sometimes it's like a good or bad choice. You make a good or a bad choice, a good or bad experience in general.
Thank
okay,
you.
Mr. Yuda?
Okay, thank you. Okay. So don't follow my my tips, okay? Because maybe this is my experience different. The normal answer is just choose the university based on the best major. What the best major in this university? Okay, that's the normal one. People will choose based on that reason. But my reason may be different. But again, disclaimer in the beginning: don't follow. This is only my experience. So I follow the country or the place. Because of something. I mean, for example, because of the city, I mean, the life, the culture, everything. I choose because of that. Because, I mean, uh, something that can, affects our study, it not only because of the university, but, but also because of maybe the weather or maybe the mood, because I can finish my study, it because of mood, see. To be honest, that's why maybe different person can different perspective. In my perspective, mood can change me. That's why I need to find a comfort place. A good culture that can make a party every day almost. That's why I choose Italy in that time because a good place to part to have a party. That's why I can you know finish all of the project well because I have a mood, in a good mood. Imagine if I choose, okay, Harvard, for example, is a good one, but I'm not in a good mood. I'm not really okay with the culture, maybe, okay? I suddenly can just leave it. That's why I know my weaknesses. That's why I share this because I know I'm not a perfect person. That's why don't follow. This is just my experience. Sometimes we we need to make our feeling happy first, and then the other can follow. That's all.
Okay, actually, I'm motivated to take my next Erasmus to Ibiza, Ibiza, to have party all day, so I don't need to study. That's a good one. Okay, just kidding. So after we choose the right university or the right major that the university already prepared, I was thinking that maybe the next important part that we need to prepare is for our CV, because many people have different type of life. They can be in this field and then another time they're moving to another field in life. So whenever they try to compose their CV together to target one specific university, I think it's really important for them to know what is exactly a good CV is in their application. So, do you have the point of view, the most important thing of what most people sometimes miss in their application in this CV writing? What do you think about that?
Of course, okay. On CV, okay. Sometimes because I also have a mentoring of LPDP, so Erasmus, so we have a lot of mistake uh, in designing like a CV, or writing a CV. So the CV sometimes we do not update, in our CV. Sometimes we miss a lot of things because we make the CV maybe because we want to apply in the short term. That's why we need to prepare for long. I mean, at least once a year, you need to update your CV because a lot of things you did, during a year, during a month, and sometimes you forgot, to put. That's why as long as you update a lot, you can make it better. I mean, it can be depends also about what you want to apply. For example, you want to apply a job, you can just ignore something that you probably think this is not really need to put. Or if you want to apply for the scholarship, it will be different case. You need to focus on the academic, on the social things. So I mean, you need to see what kind of, because CV is not only for scholarship, not only for study. It can be for career also. That's why in European portal we have like a Europass online portal, which is easy for you to update online, and once okay, you just can print it as a PDF. I mean, not all of the PDF CV can be used for all of the purpose. So you need to focus on the purpose. If the purpose of your next plan is scholarship, you need to focus on that. The social thing is good for you because not only academic for being a person who, I mean, eligible for the scholarship. To be eligible, I mean, you need to have a good in social, in academic. So it's complete. That's why do not ignore something about your social things that probably you do a lot. You need to put also on the CV. Sometimes people ignore because they forgot what they did. That's why update as much as you can. That's all.
Yeah, regarding the CV, actually, just keep in mind that the CV and the motivation letter go together. So the CV should be with a motivation letter. You cannot send the CV without a motivation letter, and vice versa. Then a CV is very specific. There is no CV or motivation letter for all the application. Should be very specific for a very, let's see, specific opportunity or application you are playing for. Regarding the format, a CV has a title. How you define yourself. For example, it's like graduate in such a discipline, something like that. Or it's like a researcher in something. Yeah, has a title, but also can have a kind of small description before. It's like a subtitle. Also has a picture. And also there is different categories, including the CV. Yuda mentioned the Europass template. In Europe, most of them, they adopt the Europass template. You can go Euro Access, I think. You can create an account in Euro Access CV, and then you put all the information in which be generated automatically your CV. But also it's a platform. It's like people can enter into the platform and to see your CV. Yeah. There is some mistake on the CV. Is like people go in general and they don't give really very specific details, particularly about their experiences. It's like you did an internship, you say from this period to another period, I was an internship in this university. It's really important to mention what was your mission during this internship. And to write a paragraph, for example, during this mission, I was responsible for the communication. We did a communication campaign and so on. You add it in your CV. It's like the experience is better to add what you already made. It's like for the reader of your CV, it'll be you are really something authentic, something real. You explain exactly what you did. It's not something superficial. Yeah, that's it. Generally, it's like the CV include different categories, which is they are the same: the education, the personal information, the skills, the extracurricular activities, like if you've done kind of volunteering activity, the internship, professional. Let's see if you work in summer, if you work in other, let's see, domains or activity, you can mention them. But also if you have some hobbies, it's like you're playing guitar, music, you do such thing is like additionally you can mention it in the CV. So that's it in general. But also the motivation letter should be reflecting what's already mentioned on the CV. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, thank you very much for the explanations. So mostly in Europe, they have this Europass CV. It is actually already been some kind of like the template has already been made there, and then we just need to put our achievement within a year or something. So the main point here is don't forget to always update your CV. Your CV is not only about your educational life, but it's also about your daily life, is social life within the others, within the life with the others. And then, as we already talked about the very superficial stages in motivational letters and then CV, and then we come to maybe the last stages whenever we are ready to be awarded with any kind of boost or scholarship. That will be the interview session. Sorry, the interview session. So, how to understand the right interview format? Usually, I think that maybe there's some differences between probably Erasmus program and another program in LPDP, because Mr. Yuda, you'd like to explain about how to understand Erasmus interview format and the tips for Erasmus scholarship interview. Would you like to explain first?
I guess this is a super tricky question. Okay. Because talking about the what we call interview, okay, this is deal with, you know, something that we cannot see exactly. I mean the result. Sometimes it depends on examiner, you know, because it's not like CBT test or English test, which is really obvious, you know. The result is obvious. Everyone can see, you know, the result. Even maybe I want to test your English. I'm going to ask something and then you can, you know, respond in a good way. I can give you, okay, your score is like this. But in interview, I mean, in general, okay, it's different case. Sometimes something that you think this is right, okay, but maybe the examiner think differently. It will be the case also. So you need to focus to the mission of the scholarship. You need to learn. You need to analyze. You study about the scholarship that you want to apply. You want to apply Erasmus. You need to know the mission of Erasmus. Exactly what kind of person that Erasmus needs. You need to know in order to answer best. I mean, at least align with the examiner question. For example, maybe if the question is, can you give me your plan, for example, in USAID question, in USAID, in Erasmus, maybe because different mission, they have different expectation from you. That's why I cannot say that, okay, the tips for interview is blah, blah, blah. So we need to focus on the mission of the scholarship. You need to know more about the scholarship. That's the first thing. The second thing, okay, be honest, okay, be honest, because when you you know, talk something which is you make around the bus, for example, it will be hard for you, you know, to track back because you made it. It's not easy uh from the heart, for example. So this is something about how to, you know, explain something to the examiner. But the most important thing in my experience, because I have more than 100 interview, you know, I have a lot of, so I know exactly. So the point is, as long as you can make your answer align with the mission of the scholarship, it will be perfect. Trust me. That's why the same question can be different answer based on who I mean the scholarship mission. If the scholarship mission talking about the social, I'm gonna focus on the social. You know, if the scholarship focus on the leadership, I'm gonna focus to the leadership. So I'm gonna try to be aligned with the scholarship itself. That's all.
Yeah, well, regarding the interview, we need to focus on the context. The interview comes after your application, which is the no decision after submitting the CV and the motivation list. That means that the only information that the committee know about you is the CV and the motivation letter. It's like they will ask you about your application, the CV, motivation letters, the certificate, and so on. It's like they don't know you personally. It means it's like you need to be coherent with your document that you have already submitted for application. This is the point. It's like don't go to the interviews like they know each other, want to make it friendly, etc. No, they invited you based on your application. So all your study, they want a more explanation because why they invited you for an interview, because they got interested when they saw your CV and motivation letter. You want to know more about you. You want to really check what you have already written in your CV motivation letter, what do check it, if it's real, if you know it exactly, and so on. And for the interview, it's you need a preparation. The preparation really makes the difference, makes a big difference. You have to do the homework. It's like to go back to your application, read them again, to go to the position, the scholarship description, read it again. Maybe you can read more about the scholarship. You can read about the university, about the city, about the department, about the program. You can read about what are the courses offered there. they might ask you, what are the courses that interest you more in this program? You should have the answer in your mind. They might ask you, yeah, actually we saw that is interesting internship experience that you did in this period. Can you talk about more about this internship? You should be prepared about it. So it's like you need to do your homework before to get the interview. And generally the format of the interview, if you have some problems, for example, they tell you the interview would be in English or in French. For example, in English, if you are not really influenced, you cannot improvise, you can prepare that at home. Because the first question which should be is like introduce yourself. You should introduce yourself based on the interviews, like give them a 5 minutes or maybe less or more, talking about yourself, summarizing all the stuff that you mentioned in your document. That is exact. And this you can try it at home. You can try it at home, make a script, etc. You can add to some expected question. Yeah, and that's it. In as much as you have more information, knowledge about the program, the professor, the department, align with your document that you have submitted for the application, that will go really good for your benefits, maybe.
Okay, thank you very much. So I get the point that from the very first, your CV, motivational letters, and then to this station of interview, it must be the coherence. We have to have some kind of coherency, and then we need to be responsible for the things that we already wrote from the very first time. Okay, thank you very much. So before we end our session today, we'll be having some kind of discussion session. But I'd like Mr. Yashin to present his Ocean program to show to all of you guys here to know what it is actually. And please show the.
Yeah, maybe stand up. Okay. So actually, regarding my organization, we are part of an organization. It's a network which is called Oceans Network. It's a network. It's an organization of volunteers who are mainly the alumni of Erasmus programs, particularly international credit mobility. Okay, it's an organization which is supported in funding by the European Commission. All right, and we are all volunteers. Once you did your international credit mobility, you are eligible to join the organization. You can send them your certificate or acceptance letter and you can join. Once you are part of the network, you can benefit from different, like attending the events, organizing the events, but also apply for project. You can organize your project by yourself. So there's a lot of opportunity being member of the network. Go ahead, please. Yeah, this is the mission. Actually, about us, we are a network of student and alumni because even if you are still a student doing your mobility, you can join the network. You don't need to be an alumni. It's not just after the mobility. Once you get what is called the acceptance letter is a document you get it once you are accepted in a mobility. You can be part of Oceans Network. Yeah, of course, supported by the European Commission. The main goals is like promoting mobility programs, sharing experiences, guiding other students looking for opportunity. Yeah, this is generally, but also strengthen the skills of the network of the alumni. Yeah, go ahead, please. Yeah, this is our mission. It's like we have the goals like to create a network, but the finalities what are is like supporting intercultural exchange in dialogue, in global dialogue between alumni and students, which is really important. Which is the main goal of the mobility is like to have this kind of cultural dimensions like international spirit, but also empower our members and their personal and professional developments. It's like once you get part of the network, we organize capacity building for our members in order to act to help other students seeking for new opportunities. But also enhance internationalization of higher education is like we do a lot of joint in cooperation with higher institutions in order to help them to go international, to have international cooperation in the consortium with other universities around the world. Go ahead, please. So this is our board. This is the outgoing board because now we are organizing a new elections. which is like we have like the president, the vice president. Leila is the president. Just came here. Visit. Yeah, she has visited the French corner here, Leila. Okay, good. And we have different departments. It's like each one is the head of department. He can build the team working in each department. We have the Department of Internal Affairs, which is responsible for the internal affair of the organization, the archiving, documentation, some documents, etc. Also, we have the head of international affairs that work on the international cooperation with other organizations, institutions in general. We have the head of communication. It's like the communication, dissemination of our activity, and so on. We have the head of community development to create the community internally. It's like attracts people, make them growth as members, and help them to be active members inside the network. And we have the head of project, the project department, which is I am the head. Currently, I'm the outgoing head of the project department, which is responsible of creating project. We're starting from the brainstorming the ideas until submitting the proposal, but also the implementation of the project. Go ahead, please. Yeah, we are almost 1,000. It's like more than 900 members in different countries, because most of the members are outside of Europe, but also we have members from Europe. But we exist in all parts of the globe. In Africa, in Asia, in Europe, in South America, North America. So all because of the type of the activity, it's an international credit mobilities for people who did international mobility. Yes, go ahead, please. Yeah, who can join? As I mentioned, is like once you are accepted for an international credit mobility, you can apply. There is a form on our website. And then you can, if you have the, I think Jacqueline, you have already got acceptance letter after the certificate. You can fill the form and then join the documents of your acceptance letter or certificate of mobility. And then it will be reviewed by the European Commission. And then you get a message that you are part of the network. Once you are part of the network, we will be joining different group on WhatsApp, but also platform to be part of all the activity of the network. Yeah, how to join? This is our website, yeah, Oceans Network. But also you can search it on Google, Oceans Network, European like international mobility. We'll find it, and then you go to the membership. You'll find but also let's keep in touch. If you need something, you can reach out to Yuda, and also we are targeting new members in this campus. Yeah, we'll be directly informed by this new Oceans member. Okay. Yeah, but also we are not working alone. We are part of another organization, which is Alliance. I don't know if there is other organization working in different Erasmus programs, not just international credit mobility. Just to mention, there is the Garage Erasmus, which is more professionals. There is EMA, which is for the alumni of Erasmus Mundus. Master that just were talking about it. There is ESN, Erasmus Student Network, for the European who did their mobility inside Europe, and whereas, but also we have some regional organization like ASAF for the African alumni. But also there is another organization from the Western Balkans. Western Balkan alumni associations, like for people from Western Balkan. Western Balkan, I mean, like Croatia, Bosnia, Montenegro, it's like Macedonia. There are 6 countries in Western Balkan. Yeah, what's our activity? Activity is like there is some activity that we organize by our members, because we have a couple of calls for project funding. Once you become a member of the network, you can apply for a project funding. If you have an idea, you can prepare a project proposal describing the motivation, the objective of the proposal. You can ask for funding from the project. This is our project, but also we can be part of external activities. It's like participating in events, conferences, seminars, and so on as an Oceans representative. But also sometimes you can also ask for individual funding. example, there is a conference. For example, this conference here, it's a scientific conference which is happen every year in Prague, in Czech Republic. It's about internationalization in higher education. You can submit a proposal. Once accepted, you can ask Oceans to fund your participation there, it's like the flights and accommodation and so on. This is part of the activity that we can do. But also, we actually the last 2 years we organized almost the events in all the parts of the world. It's like everywhere. Like you can imagine. Go ahead. So this is our, let's say, contact and communication channels. You can reach out to us. You can find like the website here, the website of the board, but also you can reach out to us directly. So we'll be really at your disposal for any information. You don't have to be part of the network to reach out to us. Our work is like to help new members, students, of course, to find their path in like for international mobility opportunities. So that's all from your part. Thank you for your attention.
Okay, give him an applause. So we're changing switcher. Sorry. It's okay. Okay, so thank you very much, Mr. Yassin and Mr. Judah, for this session of structure session. But of course, before we end this session, we will open the session of Q&A, question and answers. So if you have the question, don't forget to raise your hand first. Anyone who likes to ask more about this, you can raise your hand. Anyone raise your hand? Okay, two. Okay, all right. So we will limit it into two persons asking for the questions because we're running out of time, OC. We're running out of the time too, not OC. So for you first, what is your name? Please introduce yourself and what you like to ask.
Okay, all right. My name is Yumna, and I thank you. I thank you very much for the conversation at the front, and I can't help but spark interest from the conversation. So, my question is that at the scale of 1 to 10, how hard it is for people like, for example, people like me, and the locals, and the workers, and the students who have no international reputations or performance to get into this scholarship. Because, I've seen many people and at their CV, they've got many international reputations. For example, a winner of international debate, a winner of international this and those. And at the meantime, people like me who are only capable in English and got English certification, we dedicate ourselves to the local. For example, I'm an English teacher, and my field of work is with the local. Even though I teach English, I don't teach English to foreigners. I don't revolve around foreigners. I don't revolve internationally, but I dedicate myself locally. So from the scale of 1 to 10, how hard or how many change it is for a local like us with local background to get into scholarship like Erasmus. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
So the next question is what the scholarship that you want to apply? Master or mobility? Volunteering programs like yes. Yes. I mean for the master degree, you mean?
Yes, master
Oh, master
degree.
degree. Master degree, I guess you can apply by yourself. I mean individually. So if I want to give a range, it's like maybe hard to range. I'm not examiner ya, tapi okay, benar right. Not not that hard sih sebenarnya. Not really. I mean, nggak sesusah itulah. It's not that hard. So I would say this is maybe 5, 6, 8.
5 is
Yeah. To give like a range for the difficulty, you mean, right? The change. Yeah, maybe For me, 5 to 6, maybe, in my opinion. But master degree is open. I mean, much more than a bachelor full degree. Okay, if we talk about full degree, uh, bachelor, for example, your institution must have like a collaboration with the university in Europe. But master degree, you can apply by yourself. I mean, individually. Okay, so like Mr. Yasin mentioned, there is a website like Erasmus Mundus Catalog. You just googling on a website Erasmus Mundus Catalog. There's a lot of projects. You apply one project, it's for master actually, and the requirements is, I mean, depends on the projects itself. So sometimes they do not ask your IELTS. Sometimes it depends. That's why if you are lucky, you can get the easy one. But if you're not lucky, you can get like a impossible one. But not impossible. There is no impossible actually. But if you want to give a range, I mean, a lot of uh, opportunity that you can find from the website that already mentioned by Mr. Yasin. It will be easy. You can just try to make compatible with your spec, like computer, with your spec, with your skill. I mean, you just can apply, and it's easy because online. Everything is online. Thank you. Maybe you want to add more.
Well, actually, the worst thing is like you said is like you. Yeah, what do you mean is like you? You are already. Yeah, because she said, what do you expect is a student like me, like us. So actually, I really wonder. Do not underestimate yourself because we cannot make the score because it up you make the score. It's also dynamic. This year it would be 5 out of 10, but the next year it would be 7. If you improve another stuff, you add another certificate, you I don't know something like that. It's really dynamic. And most of the people don't get the opportunity at the first shot, so they can get it and try it again and again. I think you can speak English better than me at the time when I applied for the scholarship. Like, because at the beginning it seems it's almost impossible until you get it. You get it, you find people actually at the same level, just you're not extraordinary people. Just you need some more preparation, consistency, and you can get it. So it depends on you actually. It's not I cannot see like 10 or it's easy or difficult. It's up to you. But also you can improve yourself every time you give it a try. But also, as Yuda mentioned, for master degree there are more opportunities than the bachelor and so on. For the master degree, you have this international mobility, but also Erasmus Mundus. Maybe you can find, but also not only look for the Erasmus mobility, you can find other opportunities in New Zealand, Austria, UK, and so on. That's it. But do not underestimate actually yourself. You are really good.
Thank you very much for the
You're welcome.
courage. Uh, I didn't mean to say it as to discourage myself because let's just say I get a certain scholarship a try, and I'm not going to give the name because it will break the rules. Okay, so when I did the interview, I found out that it actually kind of matters. Perhaps at the scale of 1 to 5, maybe, but I think of that as kind of ironic because in education curriculum, it is stated that we are supposed to be able to compete globally. So why it is not enough for us when we are dedicating ourselves locally, but we are still expected to have like international background. But that's just my personal experience. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So does that answer your question from the scale 1 to 10?
Yeah, very much so. I think I'm going to give another scholarship a try, certainly. Thank you.
You love the hypothesis of 5?
5 is how this optimistic enough. 5 is
Optimistic.
optimistic for me.
Because it is indeed 5 susah-susah mudah in the middle. That is Okay, thank you very much. What's your name again? Sorry.
My name is Yumna, and thank you for the
Okay,
answers. And
thank you very much, Himna, for your questions. So I would like to go to the second person who's been raising their hand. Okay. Oh, wait.
okay, thank you so much for the time and for the chance. So first, I would like to say thank you. That was a really incredible information that you gave to us. But straight to the questions. As you said before about how we apply the scholarship itself. Uh, you already break down about the CV, about the motivational letter, and etc. But my personal questions, based on Mr. Yasin and Mr. Yuda experience for mentoring or for selecting the files for the application. What the subtle critical mistake that oftenly happen from the participant after applying the questions, after applying the scholarship, that commonly make them fail to achieve the scholarship. Maybe that's all for me. Thank you.
Yeah, just to know, first of all, it's like the scholarship is very competitive. It's like it's relative. It doesn't mean that you're not accepted, you are bad. In absolutely, it's like you are relatively, you are not in a good position at the time to be, let's say, selected for that scholarship. Maybe you can change the conditions later and you be a good for that position. It's really dynamic. It's really relative on different situations. But also it is not just about your profile, but also about the position. You can be very good for you as a profile, but also for that position, for that program, there is someone has a better experience, even another domain that would be more, let's see, qualified than you. This is to take it into consideration. It's not personal. It's like relative to the position. This is really important. The status, yeah, first one is like to have the competition. There is someone better than you. We should accept this and we should work on ourselves. The second, I think the main mistake, I'm not really an expert of the requirement, but I think people don't read the requirements, do not prepare for the application. Just they make a general application. They have the CV, they submitted all the programs, and they want to be selected. They have a very standard motivation letter. They use it for all the application. And also they don't read exactly what is required from the program. I think you need to really prepare. It's a task itself. Applying for any scholarship, any program, it's requiring to make a homework, to do the preparation in general, and to have a very personalized application in terms of saving the let's say the motivation, let's say everything. That is I need, which is the lack of information and knowledge regarding the. I think this is the relevant status regarding the application. What do you think?
Thank you. This is already complete, I guess, but I will add something. For example, maybe if your document, your writing, your essay, everything that you submit, for example, do not represent yourself. This is also you miss a lot of things in that point. I mean, as long as as I know, people fail, because of they do not have a ability to represent uh, your himself or herself. Because the answer that you need to answer by yourself. For example, why we are a good or the right person. Why the right person to get the scholarship? Why not the other? This is something that you need to answer. That's why your stuff, yes, your stuff. It can be your essay, it can be anything. Okay, your stuff must be unique and represent yourself. Okay, so that's why you need to struggle maybe to make a good essay, not good essay in writing, but also something that really represent you. So people can read your essay and can imagine what kind of the person you are. I guess this is something that we need to consider. Thank you.
I do agree 100% on this. And sometimes people think just the recruitment committee can know them exactly. No, this is just the papers. Make yourself in the shoes of the committee and read your CV and application and see if it does represent you or your qualification, your experiences, and then you should have a critical thinking about yourself exactly.
So does that answer your question?
That was really helpful for us.
Thank
Thank you
you
so
very
much
much.
for the insight.
Thank you so much too for asking the question to us. So as this talk show season station, station. Okay, as this station is over, but I beg you guys not to move a bit because we have something really interesting here. Is we're about to do something the the beta version of having a real interview and have your CV. Is it CV right? CV reviewed by Mr. Yasin himself. So I beg you guys to please stay here. We'll be having the session of that interview session. He will be taking one of you randomly. You like to pick one of them randomly, or anyone want to sacrifice himself to be the victim? No, no, I'm kidding. To go here to have, but before we go to the interview session, we will go to this CV review, right? Right. Okay, CV review. So as already been asked in the group for you guys to submit your CV, and Mr. Yasin himself already choose one of the CV inside, and the CV will be risky. Where is the owner of the CV? Okay, that's her. Mr. Yasin, would you like to have your own view on this and you give the review for her?
Okay. Yeah, actually, I choose the CV because mainly on the format because it's on the European pass format, which is really required from mainly the Erasmus opportunity, but also recognized internationally. So if you prepare it on the platform, so this is really good. And also that is required to be part of the platform. This is regarding the format, but also it includes the picture. The other CVs doesn't include the pictures. Yeah, now it's really important, like to include the picture. And also different categories as well organized. You can go, for example, starting for the personal information here. And also there is like work experience. There is some categories that can be before than this because before the work experience, mainly we start by education, not the work experience. It's like what you do, what's like your university certificate before the work experience. Work experience came after. Okay. Regarding the time, let's say the chronology, it is okay. We start from the current one and then and so on. Yeah, this is generally what is really loved about the CV. So you can go, language teacher, go down, scroll down, please. Yeah, this is this professional experience is better to come after the education. After the education category, we have first the personal information, your name, first name, email, the address, and so on. Then the education, what you did, where did you study, the universities, etc. And then you can add this kind of let's see professional experience. Go down, please. Yeah, yeah, but also there is some details here. It's really important. For example, language school teacher. I mean here, this paragraph. There is a mission. What has been done actually exactly is like design, delivered fundamental English, science, and so on. There is a very specific thing that has been done during this experience. This is really important to understand what you have done. Go on. Yeah. Go down, please. If you say another category, go, 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 go. Okay. Now the education and the training. So the education may be before the professional experiences, which is normally how it works. Okay. Yeah, it's like this. You give the information details about your certificate and so on. Yeah, good. You can scroll. Yeah, this is really enough information about each one. It's like you can see here the level, the country, the courses, and so on. This is really important. This is will help you for the application, but also for the interview. Yeah, and then there is the skills, the digital skills. Yeah, this is okay. Yeah, it's fine. It's like you have the education, professional experiences, and then the skills. You can add digital skills, communication skill, organizational managerial skills. In this kind of skills, you don't have to write it by yourself. You can find the terminology on the Europass. It's like there is very specific terminology, not just say, I am, I don't know, opportunity hunter, I am a critical thinker, something like that. People, they put some buzzwords, which is really doesn't make nothing, but you can find very specific terminology about your skills, exactly. And also the language skills, which is really important. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, and you can specify, but also there is a framework for language levels. Also, there is a European framework to define what is the level of your language. And you can specify the 4 skills like listening, reading, writing, and speaking. And you see for each one what is your level in general. So you can read the description of each level and you define more or less what are your level in such language. Okay, go down. If you have publication, yeah, the publication normally should go before the skills and the language skills. If you go in order, it's like personal information, which is the first paragraph. The second one are education. The third one, it could be the publication, and then after the professional experiences, or the opposite. And then you go for the skills in the language skills and the hobbies. This is in general the order. But the format is good. It will describe the details, also I think the chronology here, it's really important for the reader to see exactly your timeline. What did you do actually during this period of time? And this is really helpful because you don't write the CV by yourself. You put the information into the platform. The platform will generate the format like this. You don't have to write it. You don't have to change the format. Just it be generated in a PDF format, which is really useful. Yeah, and also, yeah, if you have some works or you have some competition certificate, you can mention them. Yeah. You can add more description for each one, which is really helpful. This is kind of extracurricular activity. Even if you have you won some competition in music and something, I don't know, tajweed or something like that, you can mention it. It's okay. Go ahead, please. And then, yeah, this is the volunteering and networking, the organization that you are active in. You can mention also that. It's really helpful. Yeah, go ahead. And the project here you should specify actually the project of what is like professional project, volunteering, academic project. You should specify more the context about the project. So the project of what you can add more, like you need like extracurricular project, like volunteering project, something like that. You add more description, and really good to add the links to the project, like for references for people to see if you have already done the project. Really, they can consult more information about the project. Go ahead. Yeah, and here you can add some stuff, let's say the hobbies. In your free time, what do you do? It's really important because the persons in the committee, they want and they would like to know about you as a person. What are your orientation? What do you like read? What interests you, and so on. Yeah, that is. Thank you for sharing with us your CV. But also, thank you for others that who accepted actually to share their CV. But this is what's accepted on the format. It's not in the content. I mean, like maybe you could have better profile in other formats, but I looked only on the format, not in the content. Doesn't mean that this profile is better than other. No, just the format of the CV. I mean.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Yasin, for giving the overview about what is the correct CV, how it is supposed to be written, and this one sebenarnya udah dipilih beliau semalam untuk beberapa alasan. Salah satunya itu coherence-nya, yang dimana tadi beliau menekankan adalah baik bila di yang paling atas kita perkenalkan siapa diri kita, posisi nama dan sebagainya, dan kemudian education kita di mana kita belajar, baru setelahnya di mana kita bekerja dan pengalaman-pengalaman. Terus di dalam pengalamannya jangan lupa untuk membuat spesifikasi. Seperti punya kakak tadi ada contohnya pengalamannya di English ya, di English. Terus juga terminologinya ini, untuk terminologi di dalam CV sendiri itu bisa kita lihat di menggunakan CV Eropa. Di situ mereka punya terminologi tersendiri yang mungkin bisa lebih tepat untuk mendeskripsikan sesuatu di dalam CV. Setelahnya juga nggak masalah untuk memasukkan level bahasa kita, dijabarkan juga situ posisinya listening, speaking, itu skillnya kan beda-beda kadang ya, bisa speakingnya bisa C-ang atau C1, tapi listeningnya mungkin A-ang atau A1. Kemudian juga di bawahnya itu udah bagus, ada publikasi, publikasi juga diberikan source-nya biar bisa diakses nih oleh yang menerima CV kita. Dan yang di paling terakhir jangan lupa sebenarnya itu juga penting untuk menambahkan hobi kita. Jadi orang yang baca CV kita bisa tahu nih, oh orang nih hobinya apa, bisa diajak dalam kerjasama di hal-hal yang mana kayak gitu. Jadi overly your CV is good already with the coherence and etc. the writing and maybe the terminology too, and you even use Europass form for that. Okay, thank you very much. So, okay.
See, there is in general, it's not just a rule. Yeah, it should be the personal information. Then education. It's like a bachelor, the I don't know, the higher school, something, master. This is education. Then it could be like publication. It depends on the context. Yeah, it could be publication or professional experiences, and then publication, research. I mean, research publication. If you are representing yourself as a researcher, it's good to have the publication because you are applying. That's why we are seeing is not a standard format. If you are applying, for example, a research position, you put that publication just after the education. And then you add, maybe you can add, if you have professional or academic experience, you put it just after. And then you go for the skills like the core skills, like in a specific domain. And then you add another skills like soft skills. And then you add extracurricular activity. It's like the internship, the volunteering, and so on. And you add language. And then you add the free time activity, something like that. So you go from the most important stuff and then something that can consolidate your CV. I don't know. Can I mention something if you don't mind, please? Yeah. For people, you can write, for example, Europass CV. Create a Europass CV on Google. For example, you can search by. I would say, for everybody, it's like you, which is really important for Europass. You can work, yeah, like this. Create Europass CV, and then you can create an account, and then work on your account gradually. Yeah, the first one, it's already done. Yeah. So it takes time actually to have the entire CV completed, but you can work on it gradually. But also it's really important once you have a new active, for example, for this event, for the organizing committee, you can mention like today or tomorrow, you can add to your CV another activity, organizing committee or event entitled, etc. You can add. So this is helps like to have all these categories item of your CV in one place. It would be updated every time you have a new activity, and then you generate the CV anytime that you want it and you need it. So you don't lose every time that you need to read it and write it again. Okay, and here you create It's like you create an account and then you start building your CV and then you generate it. And people at the same platform, they can consult your CV on the network. Before it's like before you want if no one also to regenerate as a document. I recommend like everybody can create, start working because it takes time to put all the activity. You can take time to prepare it once you have time to put all the activity and put all the details about yourself. That's it.
Okay, thank you very much for your detailed explanation about how to make a good CV and even show us the website of Europass. And then we will be moving to the next station. It will be the beta of interview session. You will be the interviewee. Ah, yeah. Anyone here wants to be the person who is being interviewed? You can just raise your hand. Anyone? Okay. Anyone here wants to be the example? Ayo, yang mau jadi teladan dulu. Yang mau latihan, kapan lagi latihan gratis langsung? Angkat tangan. No, no, anyone? Or I will give the honor. No, no, not me. There's, yeah, maybe I will give the honor to Mr. Yasin himself to pick the victim. Oh, that girl's raising her hand. Mushuari, I believe that you will be disposed. No, the applicant is the girl over there raising her hand. Yeah, is you. Mr. Yasin. Just selling pesos. Yes. Okay. What's your name? Sorry. Wawa, please come in to front. Mr. You'd like to be selling pesos too? Together with us? Okay. No, 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 not really block.
Hello, Miss, what's your name, please?
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
What
My
is
name,
your
my name is Najwa Anisa. Maybe you can call me Wawa for short.
follow?
Wawa.
Wawa. Okay. Wawa, actually, we're pleased to have you in this interview. We have received your application. We are interested to know more about you, about your application regarding the position you applied for. So we will be in this committee, three of us. We are part of the program. Mr. Yuda, Mr. Jacqueline, and me, Yasin. Okay, first of all, thank you for being here. Please introduce yourself, what you have done, what are you doing right now, and what are you applying for the scholarship.
Thank you so much. So, me personally, I am a student at Untan in the major of international relations and currently in the faculty of social and political science. As if for my passion, I'm pretty passionate in community engagement. I do very active inside of my campus. I am a volunteer also, but not at Kadaya Prancis, but in American Corner, Pontianak. So I've been serving as a volunteer for 2 years. And then I'm pretty active in local communities such as English Club, IDN, the book club, and all of the sorts. I even have a big passion for public speaking. So that's why I'm currently enthusiastically applying for several public speaking schools, and I really love to just experience a lot of new things. And I think this scholarship would really help me push those passions even more and apply it locally to everyone. Yeah.
Have any questions?
Exactly the real question. Probably I can find.
Thank you so much for the question. So, as if for the scholarship, I think the scholarship would really enhance my intellectual of the international world. That's the first answer. And second of all, why I choose international relations is because I'm really passionate about the international world and of course the politics of the whole world, including the United States and even the European Union. And of course, regarding the international world, I would say this scholarship would really help me to push the international knowledge locally to people in Pontianak and especially in Kalimantan Barat. So that's why I'm really interested in this scholarship. And also why I picked this scholarship is because there's so many alumni here. So yeah.
What do you think? What makes you the best candidate for this scholarship? What makes the difference between you and other candidates?
So
Briefly, please. Very specific.
specific. So the thing that makes me different from all of the applicants, I think it's because of my experience because I serve a lot of for like many different programs such as volunteering and of course serving as a moderator in several places. So I think that is like a plus point for me. It's because I serve as a volunteer for several years in American Corner. So that's why I got international knowledge. And then I became like a various moderator for national seminars and of course international seminars. So I think I got the skills and I got the eligible if I want to be an applicant.
I think you are ready to move abroad and you can live there in a different culture, taking in consideration cultural and religious culture outside of Indonesia. So you are ready for that? Your family, they have some kind of, let's say, challenges that you are you are really aware of it going abroad.
So as if for my family, I've discussed about it a lot with my family and they are 100% supporting me if I go to another country because in another country, I won't just have fun. Of course, I'm going to learn there and of course, I'm going to make a big relations there. And for me, if I want to go to a big country, let's say in France, it is going to be a very great opportunity for me because I can adapt well. It's because I have the skill to communicate and speak in English, which is an international language. So I would say it's not going to be a challenge for me, but it's going to be an opportunity for me to improve myself.
Speak some French?
I don't really speak French, but I'm really fluent in English.
Yeah. Are you ready to have some French language courses when you get there?
Yes, I am willing to be preparing to go to an French courses after this if I am eligible to be an applicant.
Any further question? Yeah. He asked her, "Is like, what are your plans after the scholarship?"
So failures is something that naturally comes when you are.
About the failure, why if you failed to pass this?
So if I fail to get this scholarship, this is not going to be the end of my journey. Of course, I will still keep fighting for it. Maybe in the next year or even in the new opportunity given to me. Of course, I'm not going to take this as like my big insecurity. I would say this is just like a big challenge for me to improve myself more. And of course, I would be willingful to search for any other opportunities alongside. Thank you.
What are your plans if you get the scholarship after? What do you plan to do after the scholarship? If you succeed, of course, to pass it.
I've mentioned before that I really love community engagement. So after I did get this scholarship, I would go back to Indonesia, to my hometown in Pontianak. And of course, I will build a community where anybody that wants to get the information about the scholarships, that wants to get information about studying in France, they can get the information more easily if I can make it. So yeah, I would build a community and I would spread the knowledge through that community.
Like more about the French culture, and what you don't like about the French culture? It's like something you like it from the French culture, something really you're not attracted to it.
So in many media, the French country is, of course, very nice and very great. I think the media did a great job to portray that. But some of my concerns is maybe where I meet the locals, perhaps, because I don't know how will they react to a foreigner like me. But that's just about it. It depends on myself if I can adapt or not.
Actually, we got an exemplary applicant so for this interview. Yeah, yeah, really, you are really good. So in answering the question, very nice. So very good. So I'm not accepted yet, but it was really excellent. A very good example. Really, a very good example.
Thank you very much, Wawa. So you know how to be a good victim of this session, right? We really appreciate that. That's really beautiful. Okay, so we're moving. Actually, the session. Thank you very much. Actually, the session has ended already by the end of this interview. So we'd like to have some kind like okay, one question. Okay, we will open. Okay, we will open the session of Q&A. So Q&As. Everyone who is interested in asking the question, you may just raise your hand. S'il vous plaît. Anyone wants to ask a question before we end the whole session? Okay, the girl over there, wait. Stand up and introduce yourself.
Thank you for the opportunity. My name is Titan Mirani. You can call me Titan. I would like to ask about the planning for the future after the scholarship. So my question is, do we have to give back to the community if we succeed the scholarship? Or is it possible for me if, for example, I want to continue my career abroad outside of my country, like, for example, apply to a certain company or certain workplace and not going back and give back to my community, like giving big contributions to my community after I succeed the scholarship, for example.
Yeah, actually, what is the question about the planning for the scholarship?
My question is, do I have to back to my country and contribute to my society
Ah.
or community?
Yeah, actually, not necessarily. It's up to you. So it's not actually it's not mandatory to tell the committee that you are going to be back to your country. So the freedom of mobility, yeah, it's a right for everybody. Maybe you can get a scholarship. Probably it's possible to make a family and that country actually maybe. So you never know. But if you wanna go back to your country to build actually something in back is like as a like a gratitude for your country, that would be perfect. But it's up to you. It's like once you go to the mobility, you will figure out. Sometimes you don't know what you have the first plan, go in there. But sometimes once you get to that country, you finish your mobility, you meet people, you make a new network, new friends, maybe new perspective of life, you make maybe a new decision about your life. It's like do not try to make everything planned in advance because most of the time it won't work like that at the end. It's like life is changing, it's dynamic. Just be flexible, keep your principle in general, but it's okay. You can contribute everywhere, so it's not necessary. Even in interview, you don't have to tell them, no, I will be back. No, it's fine. You can tell them, I will see. I will see. It depends on the conditions and my skills. I find a good opportunity. But also, I would like to contribute for my community. I could, I don't know. Pardon.
Let me add something. Maybe the issue recently about the scholarship, normally or most of the scholarship, requires us to go back, right? Like PDP and Australian award, okay, something like that. But Erasmus, no, up to you. You can just stay there after study. It's also okay. So if the question about the Erasmus, so Erasmus allows you to stay there, to live there, to marry the man right there. It's up to you, totally up to you. But if we talk about the contribution, as long as you contribute, I mean, not only in Indonesia, you can contribute your passion, your what is it, what you get from the scholarship in almost anywhere, it's okay. Maybe another scholarship, yeah, requires to go back and contribute to the country. But Erasmus, no. And no limit for the age, right? For the age, no limit. But the other, sometimes they require. Erasmus, no.
Master, so it depends on your profile. Yeah. And sometimes the most important, not just your record, your scores for the education, but your experience outside of your main courses. Because the master, the idea of the master is like you master something very specific in society and industry. That's how you can find in the interdisciplinary discipline for master. You don't find exactly like mathematics, human sciences. No, you find like a very specific job or function in society, which is the interdisciplinary of different disciplines. So it could be, for example, computer science applying for communication, or social sciences applying for, I don't know, journalism, something like that.
Yes.
Answer.
Yes, thank you for the answer.
Okay, thank you very much. So before closing the programs, I'd like to say and appreciate those who's been asking questions, whose CV has been used as the example, and for those who sacrifice themselves. Hello, Kak Wawa. Thank you very much for those. I'd like to invite you to go to front to get a little packet from us, a little souvenir. Okay, from those who's been asking question, Kak Yumna. Then the kakak yang di belakang siapa? Sorry, saya lupa dong. Yang nanya tadi. Go to front, we'll be having a little bit souvenir for you. Kak Titan, Kak Wawa. And then the other sister, Kak yang CV-nya dipakai, whose CV is been? Kak Yasri, ya, Rizky. Yang French, oke, yang nanya soal Dev, yang jawab abang sama kakak ya? Oh bukan. Siapa yang jawab pertanyaan tadi dari? Oh, Caca, s'il vous plaît. Allez-y. Sambung sih. Silakan ke depan, kita ada sedikit little kado, petit kado, petit kado. We'd like to ask for your help to hand them the little kado. You play with- dimulai dari Dev dulu deh kayaknya. Yang Dev sebelah di sini. Dev, abang. Yang talk show. Yang bertanya, kakak berdua. Nah, yang bertiga ini di sesi terakhir. Kakak di dekat Kak Wawa. Oke, s'il vous plaît, messieurs. Bakal diserahin sama So we have a little coupon if you want to take French class with us. And I'd like to ask for your help to hand these two coupons for them too. Okay, for the girl, yes, one person for these two. Those who's been asking question are the first talk show, Kak Yumna and extension. Okay, oh, yeah. Interview. Okay, later on. And for the girls who's been in the interview session with us, okay, and the last one is for the two, the one whose CV has been used and the girl been asking the questions. So would like you both to take a picture together with them, maybe in Okay, thank you very much. So the session is over. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Can you wait to take the picture together with all the participants? Maybe in the middle. Ya, nanti difoto. Gengs, tolong tolong yang di sisi kiri atau kanan saya nih pindah ke sebelah sini aja deh, soalnya ada dinding. Belum semuanya. Udah masuk semua ya, Kak? Udah, cowok.
Ya, si Ocean dulu, habis itu Erasmus. Oke. You say Ocean and then we say oh, Ocean Erasmus. Oke. Oke. Jadi abis saya nyebut kedai Perancis Untan, kalian nyebut Ocean Erasmus. Oke? Satu, dua, tiga. Kedai Perancis Untan Erasmus. Tepuk tangan. Thank you ya. Untuk teman-teman, karena keterbatasan waktu, jadi kalau mau ada yang komunikasi, diskusi sama Yasin dan sama Pak Yuda, karena beliau juga berpengalaman dalam scholarship, silakan bisa diskusi sesi setelah ini aja ya. Boleh mendekat secara pribadi atau minta kontaknya boleh ya Pak Yuda ya. Ya, beliau sangat welcome. Ya, terima kasih atas kehadirannya. Silakan menikmati konsumsi yang sudah disediakan.
Teman-teman, untuk coffee breaknya silakan diambil ya.
Check, 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 check.
Boom, boom, boom.